Are you tired of watching your grocery bill skyrocket? Well, I've got 6 easy food swaps that can help you save hundreds of dollars, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on your grocery bill every single week and every single month. Stick around for the game-changing tip. Number 6 will blow your mind, especially if you have kids. So come with me and let's start saving today. Number 1 is so simple. You're not even gonna believe how simple it is. If you are sleeping on the Costco rotisserie chicken, what are you doing with your life? Buying your chicken whole like this, or even the beloved chicken leg quarters at Walmart for under $10 a bag for 10 pounds, my friends. This is buying groceries like it's 2019. Step it up a minute. Look at this. Did you know that a chicken crossing the road is poultry in motion? But this guy is over $10. This guy is $5. So first of all, right out of the gate, we have a 50% savings. What? Plus, you still gotta do work to this. I gotta thaw it, and then I gotta cut it up, and then I gotta season it, and then I gotta cook it, and then I gotta cut it up, and then serve it to everybody. This guy, all the work is done. Yes, I know you have to walk through Costco all the way to the back. They have these at Sam's Club as well. $5, my friends. It is a 3-pound, completely cooked rotisserie chicken. I don't know what kind of chemicals they cook this with. I don't know what kind of injections they put onto this. It's probably gonna kill us all in the end. I don't care because it is delicioso. You want meal prep, dinner prep, lunch prep hacks? The rotisserie chicken. Look no further than the rotisserie chicken. You can buy a couple of these, pull it all off the bone, quesadillas, tacos, burritos, all of the Eatos. You can make soups, casseroles. You can put it on top of a salad. You can mix it in with your eggs if you're spicy like that. And then you can throw the carcass and the bones in your Instant Pot with a little bit of water and have homemade chicken stock. Next up is berries, arguably one of the most healthy things that you can add into your grocery budget and into your diet. But oh my lottie, the cost of these. Now, fortunately, it is summer right now, but maybe you're seeing this video when it's not summer. In this moment of filming this, these strawberries are a pretty good price. It's about $2 a pound, but come December, they will not be. I'm gonna recommend you move to frozen berries for most of your berry purchases, especially out of season. So even right now, it's summertime, it is blueberry season, blackberry season, raspberry season. At my Walmart, 1 pound of fresh blueberries is $5. 1 pound of frozen blueberries is $3.50. That's a significant savings. And when we move into the wintertime, when it is not blueberry season, you are going to see a huge discrepancy in price because the frozen is going to stay the same price and the fresh price will triple. I also want to mention you can buy berries like this in bulk and save even more money. So if I bought like 3, 4, 5 pound bag from a less expensive store like a Walmart or a Winco, possibly even a Sam's Club, I'm gonna save more than if I go to a more expensive grocery store like a Publix or a Kroger. Blackberries next to strawberries are my favorite berry. I adore strawberries and blackberries fresh. I like blueberries cooked. I'm particular about my berry, what can I say? So I really love frozen blackberries because I have this really delicious like blackberry spice muffin recipe that you use frozen blackberries for. Plus you can put them into smoothies, you can put them on yogurt. But at my Walmart right now, 1 pound, it's not even a pound, it's 12 ounces of blackberries is $5.50. The 1 pound, a full 1 pound of frozen blackberries at the same store, $3.75. Huge savings. I know it only sounds like $2 here, $2 there, but if you buy these every week and you buy them in quantity, it adds up. Don't ruin your grocery budget by the death of 1,000 cuts. Number 3 is gonna blow your freaking mind. Okay, it has what I used to say you couldn't have: convenience, speed, and cost effective. Are you ready for what it is? Using a meal box kit can come in handy when there is a spectacular deal. And guess what, my friends? Every Plate is coming in clutch with the best freaking deal I have ever seen. And they are sponsoring today's video. You are not going to want to miss these savings. Every Plate is super convenient. You log on, you pick the meals that you want, and then the box gets shipped directly to your front door. The meat stays cold, the veggies stay good. I've been using Every Plate specifically when I travel as a travel hack. So if I go stay at an Airbnb or something, I'll send a box to the Airbnb. No grocery shopping, no wasted ingredients, and they do awesome deals all of the time. For $1.99 a meal on your first box, plus free heat and eat meals for a month, all you have to do is use the code FFM199 at everyplate.com, or click the first link in the doobly doo below, or click this QR code right here to get that deal. That is $1.99 a serving, $1.99 a meal for your first box. One free item per box for 4 weeks with an active subscription. I've been using EveryPlate for a very long time, and at $1.99 a meal, you should try them out. You're not gonna get this price even with like a biggie bag in fast food or anything like that. It's home cooked, and if you're worried about the meals being tasty or whatever, first of all, you get to pick the meals, and I've been feeding these to my kids for 4 or 5 years now, and they love the EveryPlate meals. Also, the recipe cards are so easy to read that I actually just hand them over to my teens and I say, here, you make dinner. So it is a great teaching tool to help kids feel confident in the kitchen as well. So huge thanks to EveryPlate for sponsoring today's video and hooking you guys up with the best deal you will ever find if you want to try out a meal box kit like EveryPlate. Click the first link in the bloop and use that code FFM199. Let's move on to food swap number 4. Number 4 is to do just a little bit of the prep work yourself to save over 50%. And I'm talking specifically about proteins. Proteins arguably are one of the highest costs in every budget. But if you are willing to take a sharp knife and go at that dead meat, I don't know if I should say that, to cut a larger piece of protein into smaller pieces, you'll save a ton of money. Let me give you my favorite example. Pork loin. There's never been a part of a pig that I don't like. At my Walmart today, the boneless pork chop slices are coming in at a whopping $6.38 a pound. Oh my gosh.
I muffled a scream and threw up in my mouth.
However, if I buy an entire pork loin today, it is $2.17 a pound. That being said, I have seen pork loin go on sale for less than $2 a pound, even here in 2025, like the big one, like the 10-pound one that's fairly long. It's the same. It's the same cut of meat. You have saved over 60% off of the cost of letting the butcher slice it for you. Now, maybe you don't eat pork or you don't like pig. I don't know what that's about. Bacon is the best thing on earth.
I have seen the face of God.
But the same is true if you get a larger cut of beef, cut it yourself. You can get a beef roast on sale, especially. Please don't pay full price. Say it with me, my friends. Retail is for suckers. So you can get like a nice big brisket or a nice roast and cut it up yourself. That's your stew meat. That's your carne asada meat. You don't have to buy cut up stew meat at a premium cost. The same is true with chicken. Chicken tenders technically is a slightly different part of the chicken breast, but if you buy just the chicken breast on sale, please, and kind of cut them up yourself into chicken tender type sizes, you'll save a ton of money. Moving on to number 5. The convenience item from the proteins also leans over into salad. Those salad kits are the most freaking convenient thing I have ever seen in my life, but you are paying a premium, and I have paid them myself, so I really know. Now, my Walmart does not have the best prices on the salad kits. It's not my favorite place to buy it. Sam's Club actually has pretty good prices, just a hair over $2 for a good bag. Now, if you are really struggling to put dinner on the table, or maybe it's just like you and your partner and you got no kids around, you want something quick, a salad kit at $2, a rotisserie chicken for $5, hot meat on cold salad, $7 out the door for dinner, no prep. That's not bad. However, if you're feeding a family or you really do want to save some cash, buying the lettuce, buying the tomato, buying the dressing, or making the dressing yourself is going to save you more than half because of the quantity that you are able to purchase. Now, you can't get them as small as the bag salad kits. Guess what? They sell products to help you with that. Amazon sells this little chopper guy kit for less than $15, and you can make your own chopped salad right at home. Most of those bag salads, they use kale. Kale is like one of the cheapest greens out there because nobody really likes it. We like to say that we like it because it's good for us, but nobody really likes it.
Admit it!
And you can control all of the ingredients that you put into it. Why do they always gotta put feta cheese in these salad kits? I don't like feta cheese. I don't want my cheese to smell like feet. So I always waste the feta. Well, I give it to my husband, so I guess it's not wasted, but like, I don't want it. Wouldn't it make more sense to make my own salad with all the things I really do like goat cheese, which is a whole lot better than feta cheese? If you disagree with me, that's okay. We can still be friends. Let me know down in the comments what's your favorite cheese to put on salad. Last but not least, especially if you have kids hanging out at your house and you have teenage boys like I do, let's talk about the snacks. Store-bought snacks like these, like this, will not only cost infinitely more than making it from scratch, but the from scratch counterparts will be more satiating. You'll get a higher quantity and you can eat more with fewer calories in most cases. As an example, I made this homemade granola out of basic pantry staples. I didn't even go buy anything. I had everything just in my pantry, some oats, some honey, a little bit of shredded coconut, some craisins that like been sitting there a little too long. They're probably not very chewy anymore. And you compare this to store-bought granola, which you can find some deals sometimes, but I literally didn't have to go and buy anything. Threw the oven on some sheet pans and boom, I had this entire container finished and done. And I control every single ingredient that goes into this versus a store-bought item, which is made not only to make money, but also to be extremely palatable. You can make your own homemade muffins, protein bars, protein balls, peanut butter, anything, and I'm happy with that. Homemade granola like this, homemade muffins, biscuits, bread. They taste better, they're more filling, and they cost a fraction of their store-bought counterparts. And when you have kids just like going through snacks all day long, Mom, I'm hungry, Mom, I'm hungry, the homemade ones are going to stretch your budget further than you'd ever think. Give these grocery swaps a try, and I guarantee you are going to save so much money. You'll book a vacation. And so let me know down in the comments where you are going on vacation with the money that you were saving on your grocery bill. If you want to see what my family spends on groceries every month, trying to feed 3 teenage boys, I will leave my latest grocery haul down in the blue below for you to go check out at your leisure. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hook me up with a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's content. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. But wait, there's more. So yesterday we took a huge group of teenagers to go float the river. Now this river is very, very cold. It's cold 100% of the year, but it's a pretty popular thing. You can bring your own tubes or you can rent tubes right there. You can walk it back up. It takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes to go do another run, or you can pay for a shuttle. You know, they give you a wristband and they'll shuttle you back up to the beginning, so you can do it over and over and over again. The town has built like these like kind of fake rapids, so it's like woo, woo. And if you bring your own tubes and you walk it yourself, it's totally free. So we're out there, we're having a great time. Except for my 13-year-old who didn't realize that you need water shoes. Like, I feel like I said that. I feel like I said, bring your Crocs or bring water shoes, because you have to walk back up. And you're like walking in the river. You know, there's rocks and like it's gunky or whatever. And there's a wooden dock that you launch from. You don't want splinters in your feet. I don't know. 13-year-old boys, like in one ear, out the other ear, something like that. That's not the point. The point is, yesterday there were, let's call them spectators, who were throwing things into the river. I have seen this before. I've seen kids who are camping in the campsites that are around there. They've got like water guns, you know, they'll pull up the river water gun it out, you know, that's fun. They've thrown candy, like handfuls of high chews, you know, out into the river. You can catch them, you know, they're wrapped and you can eat candy or whatever. But yesterday, I've never seen this before. There was a couple of dudes with buckets on the bridge and a rope down into the river. Pull the bucket, a bucket of frigid ice cold water, and they are dumping it on all of the people floating down the river. And there were a lot of people floating down the river, hundreds of them. The screams. Yes, you're like kind of in the river, but you're on a tube. So like maybe your back's a little wet, maybe your feet are a little wet, your hands, but you're not soaked. And my friends, when I say it's cold, I mean it's cold, okay? This river is 5 degrees Celsius, which is a shocking 41 degrees Fahrenheit. It's freaking cold, guys, but it is a good time. And if it's hot outside, it's like not horrible, you know, if it's like in the 90s. So the buckets being dumped on all of the people, what are your thoughts? Rude? Dumping entire buckets of 41 degree temperature water on people floating the river? Or are you in the camp of, you getting in the river, you gotta assume that you're gonna get wet? All's fair in war and river water. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. I'll catch you on the flip flop. Bye.